More of South Africa's best motorsport excitement coming up. The CMS Superbikes. Leading the championship is the Castrol Honda of Greg Dreyer, who's awesome to watch in his home track at Killarney. And his main challenger, 12-time South African motorcycle champion Russell Wood from Pinetown on the Nash Honda. The Elf Suzuki and Shell Kawasaki teams are the biggest threat to these two Honda men as practice gets underway on Friday afternoon in a strong southeaster. Dreyer goes out and sets up the fastest time for qualifying, right on the lap record. Russell Wood was really trying hard and was close to Dreyer with the two Suzukis right on the pace. Dreyer pitted knowing that he'd done enough for pole position, but was sitting ready to go out again as the final minutes of practice ticked by, just in case. So it turned out the two Honda men were fastest, Dreyer on his home turf on pole, the Elf Suzuki's of McLeod and Brad and Nasser sharing the front row. Biggest threat in the second row with the two Shell Kawasaki's and Australian Andrew Pitt on the Motul Yamaha in 8th position. A big field of 27 motorcycles line up for race number one. It's going to be over 10 laps, 33 kilometres. And Greg Dreyer on pole position, alongside him his teammate under the Honda banner, Russell Wood. Two Suzukis this side, ready for the off. They're underway. Russell Wood doesn't get a good start at all as his big field goes under the Conti Bridge. And our cameraman is Greg Dreyer. Magnificent shots as they go into Conti Corner and all go through. He's right on the tail of Brad Onassis as he comes up there to Engine Corner. He's on the outside. 23 is Onassis, Elf Suzuki. 2 is Dreyer. As he sweeps to the front, we've had 2 leaders and we've just gone around 2 corners. This race is on in a big way. And that should be the end of the onboard shots as our cameraman will just have empty roads ahead of him as they dive down into Shell Corner. Hanging on there is Brad Onassis on 23. Coming through 46. Passes 28, the Shell Kawasaki of Zimbabwean Sean White as they come down through that sweep at Shell Corner and head up towards the double right-handers at Sabre Corner. Dreyer hasn't figured in this sort of competition. They're all around him. Brett McLeod goes into second position, number 46 on the Elf Suzuki, and we've got a race on our hand. And a man goes off. It's Gavin Ramsey on the Suzuki off at Vodacom Corner. In the front, it's Greg Dreyer. He's been worried there by number 46, Brett McLeod, very determined rider. Had 6 wins in a row this year. 25 is Lance Isaacs. And then we've got number 8 is Mike Dickinson on the Motul Yamaha. Into Conti Corner, it's Greg Dreyer. His elbows are nearly touching the tarmac as he scrapes his knee through Conti Corner. The heat is on to the Castrol Honda 46 Elf Suzuki. Here comes Russell Wood. Passes Sean White, number 28, the Shell Kawasaki. The Australian Andrew Pitt on that red and white Motul Yamaha in there as well. As Brad Onassis speeds away, and that is the nemesis for Russell Wood. It's a red rag to a bull. There's only one man he wants to pass, and that's 23's Brad Onassis. He will never stay behind him. He'll do everything he can to get in front of him. As he scrapes his knee out of Shell Corner, those two easy to spot green leathers of the Shell Kawasaki's are right in there. Andrew Pitt, the Australian, in the middle on the Yamaha. Here they come. Brett McLeod very late on the brakes. So is Dreyer. This is his home track. And going to third, passing Onassis into the corner, number 1, the Nash Honda there of Russell with that yellow patch. Easy to spot. 31 is Robbie Peterson, a very experienced South African champion. As Dreyer gets his head down, they're starting to break away from the others. Tucked in behind him is number 46. 1 is Wood. 28 is Sean White. 7 is Graham from Badar. Heavy very late onto the brakes as they go into Conti Corner. The relaxed Dreyer has got a lot of pressure on his tail. Wood is on 1, 23 Onassis. And Sean White is giving a great display, being followed by Andrew Pitt. Really wants to make a name for himself on South African circuits. First time out of Australia and riding in a race in another continent. As they go through right on the limit, these motorcycles can't be leaned over much further than this. And as has got his head down, he's lying in 4th spot. Wood is ahead of him as they sweep down. The cambers against him. They go down through Shell Corner. 61 is Andrew Pitt. 31 is Peterson. 7 is Graham from Badar. The first 8 or 10 are covered by just a second and a half as they go up to Sabre Corner. The heads are down. Lance Isaacs is flying along as well. McLeod is not letting Dreyer get away. He's in fact going for him. He wobbles his way down into the brake box. Very late he goes on the inside. Dreyer's got a fright. We might have the onboard camera in action again. Dreyer certainly didn't expect this in front of his home fans. Looks over his shoulders. Anybody else going to do that to me? Now he can get his head down. The fight is between these two for the lead. It's 46 is Brett McLeod, Elf Suzuki. Russell Wood's got his head down, getting away from Brad Onassis in 4th. And we're on board with Dreyer as he goes very late onto the brakes for Continental Tire Corner. Goes around. They've got a slow man ahead of him. It's Michael Helmy on the Shell Kawasaki. Goes on the inside. So does Dreyer. Never been passed so fast in his life as they accelerate away up there towards Engine Corner. Dreyer's looking for the way to come through. And closing the door is Brett McLeod on number 46. This young man is going places. Won the 125 and 250 Grand Prix championships a few years ago. Wants to add the Superbike title to his trophy cabinet, and here he comes with Dreyer, looking very relaxed. Dreyer normally gets his head down a lot lower, and he's really intent on passing you, and that Suzuki is on the limit, on the curves. It's starting to step out so easy. Down goes the knees, through the double right-handed saver. You can't get it faster. You go on, you nearly lose it. That Suzuki is on the limit, and so's Brett McLeod. You can almost see his rev counter as he comes alongside him, does Dreyer. This camera fitted in the nose by Noddy van Grienen of Bikeworks is working like a charm as they go down there. Dreyer's not going to pass him on the outside. He protects his line. Does number 46, Brett McLeod. He's going places. He's the leading light in the Suzuki team, and that Suzuki's a handful. You can see it gets out of sort. He looks down at the back of the bike. There's Noddy van Grienen, the man who fitted that camera, and it's working so well. Russell Wood's getting closer to them. Here comes Brad Onassis in fourth spot as well. And Dreyer knows the circuit like the back of his hand. He's going to try it round the outside. Not a Brett McLeod will get him to do it. He's right on his tail. You can't get closer. He's only about half a wheel length behind him as he goes up to engine corner. His back markers ahead too. Just at the wrong time. You don't need it here. As you go in here, we're on the last lap. This is the one that counts. There's that back marker ahead, and he loses it again. Oh, he's on the limit. He's Brett McLeod. He goes the one side. Dreyer goes the other. As he wobbles his way down there, Brett McLeod and Dreyer's going for it. He's got him into the lead. As he goes in, no, he hasn't. Brett McLeod pushes his way through. There he is. He's right on his tail as he comes down shell and accelerates away. Onto the curve he goes. He's got to protect his line. He knows he's in the fight. This is lap number 10, the one that counts. Through the double right-hander, he just keeps it wound open, and Dreyer's powering it on. That Suzuki seems to have more steam coming out the corner. Could be better gearing as they come out. He's coming alongside. He's going to get his slipstream. He's in that still air behind him. As he goes down the straight, and Dreyer's got him on the way down on the brakes, but he hasn't. McLeod is closing the door. He's closed it right across his brows. We've got 300 metres and a sweep to go, and McLeod is back in front. Dreyer's got the accelerator. He's got a slipstream and maybe pop out as he comes across the finger. Here they come along the pit wall, and McLeod's got his head down. It's going to be Brett McLeod. What a race. Race win number 7 this year ahead of the Castrol Honda of Greg Dreyer. What a race with Russell Wood, 12-time South African champion, in third position. A brand new lap record for Brett McLeod. He's the first time a Superbikes got it down into the 1:16 mark. Ahead there of Dreyer, Russell Wood, and nice to see the Australian Andrew Pitt coming home in 6th position on the Motul Yamaha. What a great race.
Nice to beat Greg on his home circuit. He's been testing here a lot, and it's nice to beat him in front of his home crowd. The Suzuki's going well. It's towards the end of the season now, and I got to get as much points as I can.
So Brett McLeod lines up in pole position. He's on the inside line as they go down to Conti Corner. Greg Dreyer was second. There's Russell Wood, who's second in the championship at the moment, but about to be displaced if he doesn't beat McLeod in this race as they get away. And Nassau's normally a drag racing start as he goes away, but it's McLeod this time. He's in the front. He takes the initiative. He's gone to the front as they go down to Conti Corner, and there is cement down the road, dropped by some car in the previous race. Andrew Pitt goes right through the cement, a dangerous thing to do. In the front, it's 46 McLeod, and his challenger there is Greg Dreyer. This time he's not going to let him get away. Right on his tail, might have changed his gearing. And the acceleration that come out of the corner, Suzuki's not getting away that much. It's a half a bike length as they go down to Shell Corner, as they come out of engine. As they go down late on the brakes, there's Greg Dreyer, gets the knee scraping on the road, 23's Onassis, and Andrew Pitt is fourth. Going through that cement worked for him, no doubt about it. Psychologically, you think you're going to slip in it, but Andrew Pitt has proved that you don't. As they go through the double right-hander, the heats on the front there, it's Brett McLeod, and right on his tail, it's Greg Dreyer. And Nassau is in a challenging position as well on number 23. Behind is Andrew Pitt, and he's got Russell Wood right on his tail, powering it out of Vodacom Corner. Nothing much in these two machines. That handling there, it certainly looks very, very wobbly as they come out of corners. As he wrings its neck, does Brett McLeod on number 46, and Dreyer, it's right under his back tail of his saddle. You can't get it close in this, and Nassau 61. Pitt has sliding his way into view. Russell Wood goes to fourth ahead of Andrew Pitt, a very fine little rider, 22 years old, from Sydney in Australia, on that Motul Yamaha. Here they come up, they're speeding up. As they come into engine corner, it's still Brett McLeod, but he knows this time he's got an even more determined Greg Dreyer on his tail, and in front of his home fans, Dreyer's not going to let this race get away. Surprised in the first one, had the door blocked as he went down to Vodacom Corner. This time it's not going to happen, and that's just as quick. There's Russell Wood, slow starting these days. Russell Wood, if he could get away in the front, would certainly be up right with those two leaders. As we go through Save-It once again, flat out through here. Dreyer's right on his tail, looking for a way to come past. That Suzuki is on the limit and beyond. As Dreyer starts to tuck in, that's still there behind him. He's going to come past. He's coming on the right-hand side. Is he getting a toe? No, he's going on the outside. He's not going to do it this time, because Brett McLeod is good at defending his line down there, as he does once again. They've got to work out another plan. He's got to get on the inside as they go. Oh, that's Suzuki starting to step out there. He starts to get the wobbles there, there's no doubt about it, and doesn't seem to worry McLeod. His brother Stuart was complaining his bike was almost unrideable at one stage. It was shimming so badly. Russell Woods on 1, 61 is pit, 7 is Graham from Bedok, 26 Henny Bazane of the Powersport Honda is in there as well. Heads it down. You can see the body language on now of Greg Dreyer, not so sitting up and relaxed as he was before. The head is going down behind that bubble in front of him. Brandon Assis looking for a way to come through. He's got the best seat on the ground watching this show ahead of him. He knows he's got a determined Dreyer in the middle there. Dreyer looks over, the bike starts to step out a wee bit as he goes down to Shell Corner. Cam is against you here. Here comes Andrew Pitt. Behind him he's got 28 is Sean White, 31 is Robbie Peterson. 2 Zimbabweans on the Shell Kawasaki going very well. Just behind Graham van Bedar and the Elf Suzuki, and then it's Lance Isaacs, Castrol Honda, Rushan Mudley. And Dreyer is tucked in right behind. He's got to go on the right-hand side. As he's doing now, he's going to be able to block on the braking line. He does. He holds out Brett McLeod, and Greg Dreyer has gone to the front. This is going to open up his championship chances now. And look at the acceleration as he comes out and fighting that bike all the way. Brett McLeod doesn't seem to put him off, but it certainly is a very, very dicey to almost put you off passing him. Here's 23, Brandon Assis 1, and Russell Wood is close on him, and the 2 Shell Kawasaki's. Robbie Peterson's ahead of Sean White. 61 is Pitt, 7 Graham from Bedar. 25 is Lance Isaacs, 26 Henny Bazane. It's fighting all the way down the field as Greg Dreyer looks like a winner in the front. He's looking relaxed. He's starting to open it up. He reckons he's got this race tape, or has he? No, he hasn't, says Brett McLeod. He's back on his tail. Right on his tail as he comes round engine corner. This circuit has had the second biggest crowd to have ever come to the circuit here this afternoon as they go down the hill. It's Greg Dreyer, being worried all the way by Brett McLeod, a real gutsy little rider. This is the man who's going to win Superbike championships in the future, no doubt about it. Real talent on board that Elf Suzuki. They've come to light this year. Dreyer goes through the familiar sabre corner for him. He knows the circuit well, and Robbie Peterson, hands up, is pulling out as Sean White comes on, and Brett McLeod has gone across Dreyer's bows and is back in the front. Can you believe it? On the brakes, he's done it again, and Greg Dreyer's back front wheel is nearly touching the back wheel of that Suzuki. It really does look dangerous ahead of you as he goes along the pit wall, head down, and going. The team are watching. Go, 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 they say to Brett McLeod, and here comes Dreyer. Now he's got to make a plan as we go into the last lap. This is it. 4 or 5 corners to go. There's 20 points for the asking here. There's a slow man ahead. It's Mike Wilhelmi again. They go each side of him. That's a lesson for... Look at the wobbles of that Suzuki. It seems to get worse. He slides it into Shell. He goes round the outside of Dreyer. Keeps him at bay. Dreyer's now looking for a way to cut through. As they go up to Sabat corner, you can see the strong wind of those Conti flags. And another man's off. It's number 37, and that is Noel Horov, has taken the tumble. Here comes Dreyer, his last chance. He gets the toe. He's on the inside. There's a better place to be. As he goes onto the brakes, is McLeod going to do it? No, he's not, says Dreyer. He knows his way into Vodacom corner so well, and it's all over by the shouting, or is it? This is an action replay of the first race, except positions are reversed. He's wringing his neck. Is the little man, Brett McLeod. He's on his tail as he comes to the line. Is he going to put out 0.2 of a second at the flag? Dreyer wins ahead there of Brett McLeod, and that's a very good third indeed. And the first privateer, Henny Bazane on that Powersport Honda, Andrew Pitt, the Australian, in 7th position.